everyone, welcome back to Lori's Kitchen. Today I'm going to do an unboxing of my Instant Pot air fryer lid. I just received it last night. I haven't even opened the box yet, so I'm really excited to do this together with you. This is an Instant Pot accessory and it's made for the Instant Pot Duo and a few other models, and I'll cover those later on in the video. But this makes your Instant Pot an air fryer too, so it's very similar to the Ninja Foodi. You may have seen the Instant Pot Duo Crisp that came out right before the holidays, I think sometime in October, and some of you may have received that for Christmas. Well, this is an accessory that takes your standard Instant Pot Duo and change it into also an air fryer. So you can pressure cook and you can also air fry after you're done, or you can do one or the other. So it's a great accessory. I'm really excited. It's been a little bit hard to get one. They've been out of stock, so I want to unbox it with you, and then I'm going to do a simple recipe to show you how it works. I'm hoping you're going to like it, and I hope I'm going to like it too. I want to show you everything that's included in the box, and then I'm going to do my first test recipe in here. I'm going to make a macaroni and cheese dish with a breadcrumb topping. Allow it to get all brown and crispy. So come along with me and let's open up the Instant Pot air fryer lid together. Has an instruction and safety booklet. It has the heat resistant protection pad. This is the dehydrator tray. This is the frying basket and the ring that helps sit like a stand. When we finally get down to the Instant Pot air fryer lid, this is what it looks like. The controls are on the top of the lid. It's pretty heavy, maybe about 6 pounds or so. And you can see the inside of here is where the element is, and the fan blows all the heat to make it an air fryer. So let me get the box out of the way and we'll look at each of the parts together. So let's go over some of the features of the Instant Pot lid and the accessories. So this is the Instant Pot lid, and these are all the different functions that it has. You adjust the temperature here. We have our cancel button here in red. You can air fry, broil, bake, roast, reheat leftovers, dehydrate, and this is where you can increase and decrease time. And there's the start button. One thing that's different is anytime you have your Instant Pot air fryer lid on, unplug your Instant Pot below. Once you're done doing the pressure cooking, then you put on the lid, and then the lid becomes the appliance that's turned on. So you never want to plug in both appliances at the same time. And in fact, they made a safety feature here on the plug because this uses a lot of wattage and power, so you don't blow a circuit in your house. They made this plug where you can only plug in one appliance into your plug at a time. So this helps you prevent from plugging in your Instant Pot Duo and your air fryer lid into the same plug at the same time. So they have also made this wire cord is very short, and this is a safety feature. They don't want you draping the cord down over the side of your cabinet where a child or somebody could walk by and get caught and pull this over. One thing about the Instant Pot air fryer lid, it just sits on top. It doesn't lock on like the pressure cooker lid. So just know that when you put it on, it just sits on top of it. It doesn't actually snap in. So the reason why it has that safety feature is so no one walks by and it comes off. It is quite heavy, so it would be pretty hard for somebody just to knock it off. One thing about the Instant Pot, when you're usually doing the pressure cooking, the inside liner here does not get hot on the top, and you're able to actually hold it down while you're stirring things. Well, this whole metal base will get very hot when you're using the air fryer lid. So always get in the habit of thinking of it like an oven. You need to have some finger protection or hand protection for taking things in and out of the Instant Pot. This will no longer be cool like it was when you're sauteing, so just keep that in mind. Let's go back and look at the lid. So again, this just sits on top. It doesn't even lock in. It almost looks like it doesn't fit properly, but it is on there. It's just a matter of placing it on top. And make sure you're always using the Instant Pot protective pad here. This is the side that you put it on when you have something hot, and it'll ensure that you don't ruin your countertops, because you may have to take this off while you're cooking. You just put it nicely on top here, and it's going to protect your counters. So let's go ahead and plug it in and see what the display shows us. Again, I have an Instant Pot Duo 6-quart. And now I'm plugging in my Instant Pot down here, showing that I don't have it plugged in. There's no lights on my display. I'm going to plug it in. The panel comes on just as if you would for the regular Instant Pot, the air fryer lid. So let's say we want to bake something. Let's put on the bake feature, and it has temperatures 365. You can go up and down to adjust the temperature. Mostly you bake at 350, so I'm going to leave it there. And then you can set the time. It defaults to 30 minutes, but you can change it to just, say you want to just bake something for 15 minutes. When you're ready to go, you hit start. The functions are that simple. I wanted to point out to you on the Instant Pot air fryer lid, the back side, I have it turned around right now. This is where the extra heat will come out of. You want to make sure you have a minimum of 5 inches between the Instant Pot air fryer lid and your wall or cabinet behind it, because it will get hot over time. So ensure you have 5 inches, that there's nothing blocked right up top, because it may cause your Instant Pot lid to overheat. And you should never be moving the Instant Pot around while it's on. So I'm going to hit cancel. And it says open lid cool. Makes a little sound, and I'm going to rest it on my protective pad and storage cover. So the other thing that came with the lid was a multi-level fry basket. So you can see it has little handles here. You could put it in. Again, if it was hot and you're taking it out, you can't just reach in there. Make sure you use your little silicone grips. These are good because they're not too big. Like a pot holder might be hard to reach inside here. But when you use this, they also give you a base to raise it off the bottom. So in case you have to have any liquid there, or to also give it more air space, you clip it in. Just clip it on the bottom here, put it inside, and you're ready to do the air frying. This is also a broil or dehydrating tray. So if you put it in, it'll sit right here, halfway down the pan. So if you want to put a steak in here and broil it, this is how you would do it. It would probably be amazing. I'm actually pretty excited to try it, putting a steak in here. I know some people have put steaks in Instant Pot as pressure cooking, but maybe do a combination of a little pressure cooking, then broiling it at the end. I think that sounds amazing. That's one of my things I'm putting on my list that I want to do. So this is the multi-level air fryer tray, or the broil and dehydrating tray. And those are really all the functions. So some things I want to talk to you about are some safety features. Let's go ahead and do that now. So one thing that's different on the safety instructions for the Instant Pot lid versus just the Instant Pot itself, the pressure cooker, is they say don't leave it unattended. And this has to do with it being under very high heat, and it could start, you know, overheating in some way. So when I have my Instant Pot on as pressure cooking, I do like to walk away and get other things done. Well, when you're using the air fryer lid, stand by, don't be leaving it unattended. That's a safety thing that they encourage us all to do. You don't want this to overheat and have a problem, have something burning inside here, just like when you burn something in the oven. That could lead to smoke alarms going off and a safety hazard. So make sure that you don't leave this unattended. And when you use the air fryer lid, you're probably not going to be having it on for long periods of time like you would for the pressure cooker. So just remember, don't leave it unattended. One thing that's very important, if you are going to use this basket, and this is something like if you're going to use chicken wings or some type of meat or things that you want it crispy all around, potatoes, always use the air fryer basket base with the basket, because you want to keep the basket off the bottom of the Instant Pot so it raises it up. Maybe there's about a ½ an inch of air so the air can travel around and air fry your food. If you were just to put this basket in here like this, if you look at the bottom here, there's no air that gets around the bottom, and you can see there's no holes here, so the air would only go from the top and it wouldn't recirculate. So it wouldn't be a very successful recipe. So always, if you're using the basket, use the base. Another thing to point out, this is where the hot air comes out because it has to recirculate. So right here is called the intake vent. This is where the air is going to come in. So when you have your lid on, don't get in the habit of pushing it down. Leave it up so it can bring the air in through here. Anyways, you're going to be using the handle to lift it off and put it back on. So try to remember to leave it in an up position for cooking. It's not 100% necessary, but I think it'll make it more efficient because it'll expose these vents. So the air will come in here in the intake vents and it'll come out over here. So you need to have, as I mentioned, 5 inches of space clearing on the back side of your Instant Pot air fryer lid. Another safety feature is, as I mentioned earlier, you should keep 5 inches from the back side of your Instant Pot air fryer lid. This allows for the circulation of the air for it to perform properly. But look carefully, under the handle, there's an intake valve. This is where the air is coming in. So while you're cooking, I would recommend you keep the handle up. It's going to be easy to lift it up and take it off and on as you're checking on your food anyway. So this is the intake valve. The air is coming in here, going around the fan, and then the excess heat is blowing out of here. So that's how the Instant Pot air fryer lid is working. If you're not using the basket, for example, today I'm going to be making a macaroni and cheese. I'm going to cook the macaroni and cheese in here under pressure. Then I'm going to put my topping on it, use my air fryer lid to crisp it up and get the cheese nice and bubbly. And so I don't need this basket for that. Let's get started on our test recipe, baked macaroni and cheese. Let's take a look at the ingredients needed to make this recipe. First, you need 1 pound of elbow macaroni, 4 cups of water, 1 can of evaporated milk, about 16 ounces of your favorite shredded cheese. I'm using an Italian blend, and a sharp cheddar. 8 tablespoons of butter, 1 cup of Italian-style breadcrumbs. This gives more flavor to your topping, a teaspoon of ground mustard, some salt and pepper to taste, and if you like it, a little bit of hot sauce. You'll be surprised at how quick and easy this recipe is. Pour in your 4 cups of water. I'm going to put in 4 tablespoons of butter. Time to add in my 1 pound of elbow macaroni. And you don't want to stir, you're just lightly pressing down the pasta to ensure they're all covered with the water. Time to put in my teaspoon of dry mustard, about a teaspoon of coarse salt, just gently tap it down, not really stirring, just trying to get all the pasta covered and all the seasonings mixed in. If you'd like, put in a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce for an extra kick. Again, just lightly mix it. I've grabbed my Instant Pot lid, ensuring that my seal is pushed down into place and ensure it's in there tightly. Put on my lid, lock it, put the vent to sealing, hit pressure, high pressure, and we're only going to cook the pasta for 4 minutes. I'm going to melt the remaining 4 tablespoons of butter in my microwave. This is going to be to make the breadcrumb mixture. I'm measuring out 1 cup of seasoned Italian breadcrumbs and mixing in my 4 tablespoons of melted butter, and I'm just using a fork to blend it thoroughly. Once it's blended thoroughly, I'm going to put it aside. I wanted to show you, when you cook with a lot of water, it'll make this hissing sound. The pin looks like it's up, but it's not quite fully to pressure. So don't be scared, this is how it should be. Once it hits pressure, it's going to cook for 4 minutes. Once you see the L000 on your display, it's done cooking, and we're going to go ahead and do a quick release. Now we have to be really careful here because there's a lot of liquid, and anytime you cook with pasta, it's going to splatter a lot. So what I'm doing is opening it up, and if it's too much splattering, I'm going to wiggle the valve back and forth. Right now it looks like it's okay. It's spurting a little bit, but it's not spitting out a lot of liquid. So it looks like I'm going to be okay. I won't have to wiggle the valve at this time. Sometimes you have to slowly open and close it and release spurts of pressure if you're afraid something's going to overflow or come out of the vent. As you can see, I just have normal steam coming out of my vent here, so everything's good to go. Once the pin drops, it's safe to open the lid, and the pasta is cooked. I'm going to immediately take a wooden spoon and stir it around, and look how perfectly cooked this pasta is. It looks like it's stuck together a little, but just give it a couple stirs and it loosens up. Cooked perfectly, no extra water left at the bottom of the pot. Now comes my favorite part, adding in all the cheese sauce ingredients. So first we're going to add in our can of evaporated milk, my bag of Italian blend cheese, give it a little mix, add in my second bag of cheese, which I'm using the sharp cheddar, put in some cracked black pepper, and stir it around. And the pot is hot right now. It's still on the keep warm mode from the cooking process. So all I'm trying to do is incorporate the cheese, and you can see how quickly the shredded cheese is melting. It already just looks so good. After blending, I can see I need a little bit more cracked black pepper, one of my favorite things in macaroni and cheese. And once it's all incorporated, we're ready for the next step. Now it's time to sprinkle on the butter and breadcrumb topping. You decide how thickly you want your topping. I probably used about half of the cup of breadcrumbs that I made, but if you'd like to put the whole thing on, you're welcome to do so. Next time I'm probably going to only make a half a cup. I'm going to finish it off with a little sprinkle of cheese on top, and we'll get ready to put on the air fryer lid. Unplug the Instant Pot base. Now I'm going to plug in my air frying lid. We're going to use air fry for about 5 minutes and then check it out and see how it looks at 400 degrees. Hit start. It's beeping just like the Instant Pot does, and you can hear the fan coming on. And we'll check back. Now I can smell it cooking and browning, so I can take a peek. All I have to do is lift the lid off straight and take a look. And you can see I had put some extra cheese and I could start seeing it brown. I'm just going to put it back on. And when it starts up, you know the lid is in place. The one thing that's hard to get used to is that the lid doesn't lock in place. We're so used to ensuring that the Instant Pot lid, when we pressurize cooking, it's in place. So this one just feels a little loose, but don't worry, it's in place and it's doing just fine. If it kicks on, then you know it's put on correctly. So the last minute it does the countdown by seconds, so you can see that here. So this thing is going to be done in about 15 seconds. And when we take off the lid, if it's not brown enough, we'll put it on longer. If it looks great, we'll stop there. Let's lift up the lid. Wow, the breadcrumbs and the melted cheese, you can see how golden that is. It looks amazing. We're gonna let it sit and cool for a few moments before we dish it out. Okay, now that it's cooled for just a few minutes, we're gonna go ahead and scoop it out and take a look at how it looks. Oh my gosh, do you hear how crunchy that is on the top? That sounds amazing. Look at the gooiness, look at the cheese. Wow. This really looks amazing. And it smells so good. Look at the cheese, how it crisped up into the topping. That is just delightful. And there you have it. My unboxing of the Instant Pot air fryer lid and my test recipe of baked macaroni and cheese, which I think was a hit. If you enjoyed this recipe and video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. If you would like to see more of my air fryer and Instant Pot videos, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell to be informed when my next video is available. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye.